So it turns out it wasn't a small leak. It was the power steering coolant line. So remember last week when I refilled the power steering? It was a little bit more than a small leak. I drove it like 10 minutes and the power steering didn't work. I pulled off the side of the road and there's just a pool of power steering fluid on the passenger side, like underneath the rocker where this line is. And this line we're replacing today because it got a hole in it somehow. It's currently close to 10 degrees out, so it's pretty warm today. Alright, so I'm freaking underneath here. I got all the clips over here off. I got that one off. That one was a pain in the ass. Now it's just the hose clamps. I got the heater running. It's not doing anything because all the hot air is just going up to the ceiling. It's not, I can't even feel it right here, so that's fantastic. Wish me luck, because I'm finna need that. I have to get this done before tomorrow. It is currently 3:30 p.m. Basically, situation, if I remembered to bring a flashlight with me, which I didn't. Guys, I finally got this thing out. Had to heat this hose up to like 2 billion degrees with the heat gun. And then I just yanked on it real hard and it popped out. Yeah, here's the line. Good job to whoever GM decided to route it through the freaking suspension. Why would you not route it like around the subframe, like this way? But no, you had to go through this tight little spot. I'm not putting that back in without a lift. I found someone who has a lift that they'll let me use it. I'm just gonna drive there without power steering, I don't care. Alright, so I got both of these protective coverings loose now. They were rusted to the line, so that's great. I did find out where it's leaking. There's a little seep hole right here, and then there's a big crack right there. There, you can see it a little bit better, it's right there. Don't need this anymore. I broke the power steering line in half at its weak points. I'm just gonna put this back in those two lines that we took off, because I don't want stuff getting in it while I'm driving over to the shop that actually has a lift. So yeah. So I did take it to one of my relatives' shop who had a lift. We replaced the power steering line and did an oil change there since we had it up in the air. Just be a lot easier to do there. So that's what we did. I'll show the power steering line right now. There it is. So yeah, that's all replaced. It's working great now. I do want to clean out the throttle body on this thing today, because if you remember when I took off that idle air control valve, it was full with like black carbon buildup. So I want to take this whole thing off right here and try and clean it out. Alright, so I just decided to grind it and I get this thing out. I've already kind of cleaned it. You can see that's what was in there. Still pretty dirty, but the reason I couldn't take it all the way out is because of this stupid line right here. It's stuck on this fuel line, which is under a lot of pressure, and I don't want to take that off. That's what the inside of this looks like. Hold on. Yeah, that's pretty bad. Hopefully we can clean it out, and hopefully it runs better after we do that. So this is what was inside the throttle body. The intake manifold's even worse. Alright, so that's about as clean as I could get it. Now I guess we're gonna put it back together. Alright, I think we have this thing all the way installed. I'm gonna start it back up and see how it runs. My guess is gonna be exactly the same. it runs about exactly the same.